Hey everyone, welcome back to BDG Reviews. We are back with another Horrorpack unboxing. If you don't know, Horrorpack's a monthly subscription service. You pay like $20. You get 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays. I go with Blu-rays because that's what I like. They're all horror, obviously, hence Horrorpack. You don't know what you're getting, but they do put up some clues on Twitter and Instagram. I got those written down here. Just, so you can kind of guess what you're going to get. Also, this isn't a sponsored video. I pay for these out of my own pocket, so I let you know, good, bad, or indifferent, how I actually feel about any month's particular releases. This year has been a little, I don't want to say lackluster, but there's been a few questionable titles. I'll just say that. They haven't all been winners. But usually the limited edition, which each month comes with, usually pay for it itself. That's worth it alone. And even if you consider the other stuff just special features. Also, sometimes what this is very good for is you say you have a movie that you've seen and you thought it was okay, but you have the DVD, you don't really feel like upgrading to the Blu-ray. It's a good way to get upgrades of stuff. I've got a few. I've got I think pretty much all the Annabelle movies this way. Some other stuff as well. Just things that I normally wouldn't go out of my way to pick up on Blu-ray. But they come in here. Nice little surprise. So, let's get into these hints here. First one. A baker's dozen of holiday horror stories to get you in the spirit. Obviously, like a Christmas, anthology type story, I would assume. I mean, Baker's Dozen's 13 of them, right? So, I can't really think of a holiday/Christmas-based anthology thing other than December, and we got that last year, so I kind of doubt it would be in it again. But, we'll see. Next up. Furry friend or frightening foe, the choice is yours. See, my thought there automatically goes to something like Cujo, but is that a bit too on the nose? Maybe. But we'll find out. Yeah, Cujo or man's best friend or something like that. Who knows? Next up. It's not the stepmother that's evil in this chilling tale. Now what's that movie? It was the Lodge, I think, or something? Something about a stepmother goes with this guy's kids to a lodge or something. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that could be cool if it is. And next up, I have no clue for this one. Discovering you're a supernatural snack really takes the steam out of you. I got no idea on that one. Not even close. So yeah, let's get into this. As I was saying, also, if you have the cash to spare, this is a good way to bulk out your collection, and it's a good way to be introduced to stuff that you wouldn't normally always consider. Okay, so first one we have is, well, I didn't call this one, but it's a classic. And it's a 2-film collection, and that is Gremlins and Gremlins 2. When the rules are broken, mischief multiplies in Gremlins. 1 minute, your hair will stand on end, the next you'll be laughing with these supposedly gentle furballs wreak havoc. The trouble gets doubled in Gremlins 2, The New Batch, as Billy and Gizmo must face off against a new batch of gremlins who definitely think New York is their kind of town. What works for this, I actually have this particular release of this, and these are both the full Blu-rays, so you get all the special features that are normally on it. It's not just 2 movies shoved on one disc. So that's a good release. Like I said, I already have it, so that'll be going to a new home. But you can't go wrong with Gremlins. Gremlins and Ghostbusters are 2 that just stick with me all the time. and I love them. So next up, we have... Oh, nice! Okay, this is a Horrorpack Limited Edition, and this is something I actually reviewed for the 12 Days of Black Christmas. This is 13 Sleighs Till Christmas, Till Xmas. This is actually a really fun movie. I really like this. On December 24th, 5 seemingly random men are invited to a dive bar by a mysterious email. They decide to pass the time by resurrecting the old tradition of telling scary stories on Christmas Eve. As each take turns spinning yarns of Yuletide terror, it becomes evident they may be harboring a dark and deadly secret. It's a really good movie, honestly. Like I said, I reviewed this for 12 Days of Black Christmas, so, you know, just go back, find the video and watch it. It's a really, really good Christmas horror movie. Definitely. Yeah, like I said, that paid for this whole thing. Next up, we have... Oh, I called it. The Lodge. A bone-chilling nightmare from the directors of Goodnight Mommy. The directors? It's 2 people? Oh, it is 2 people. The Lodge follows a family who retreat to their remote winter cabin over the holidays. When the father is forced to abruptly depart for work, he leaves his children, Aiden and Mia, in the care of his new girlfriend, Grace. Isolated and alone, a blizzard traps them inside the lodge as terrifying events summon specters from Grace's dark past. Nice. That's one I was actually considering reviewing for my 12 Days of Black Christmas, so I'm actually really happy I got that. And last up, we have... This is another one that I have, but it's an awesome movie. And honestly, it's a movie that people aren't talking about anymore, and they should be. That's Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. Still scarred by the trauma he endured as a child at the Overlook Hotel, Dan Torrance faces the ghosts of the past when he meets Abra, a courageous teen who desperately needs his help, and who possesses a powerful extrasensory ability called the Shine. Great movie. No one talks about it. Honestly, it came and went, and no one really talks about it, but it is phenomenal. Let's put it this way, rant time. I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of The Shining. My main issue with it is it's not scary. All these people always rave about it. Oh, it's so scary. It's such a scary movie. No, The Shining is not a scary movie because it's set up from frame 1 that Jack Torrance is batshit crazy. You know right from the beginning exactly what's going to happen. The first time I saw that movie, I actually rented it from the library of all places. They had the VHS of it, and I must have been 10 years old, 10 years old, something like that, and I put it in, and you know this is back when, you know, the cover was just it was just that yellow cover, you know, so it didn't show like, you know, Jack Nicholson like or anything, and I knew from frame 1, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna end well. I knew from the beginning there was no, at least as far as I'm concerned, no like gradual build-up of the suspense or anything. What I found with it was it is a beautiful movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I will never argue that The Shining is not gorgeous. I would go see that in the theater in a heartbeat just to see those shots on screen. But it's not scary. What Dr. Sleep does, Dr. Sleep fixes some of the problems I had with The Shining. Mainly that, like, there's a scene in there where our main character, you know, Dan Torrance, he you know, he's at like an AA meeting, and he's talking, he's like, you know, like, I think sometimes about, like, my father was at a meeting like this, you know, getting his own thing and everything, and I thought that was just so great, because that is what we missed in The Shining. In The Shining, Jack Torrance is not a recovering alcoholic. Jack Torrance is a dry drunk. And there is a difference. Quite a substantial difference. You know, what I liked about this was it brought up more the fact that, you know, Jack was struggling with, you know, addiction and everything. And the fact that, you know, you see a bit more of what could have been in The Shining. What this does also, though, is it goes back and, spoiler, the ending of this is different than the ending of the book Dr. Sleep, where, you know, he ends up going back to the Overlook, and it's still there, and he has to, like, wake it up. And it's damn cool. And it's, essentially, think of it this way. Everything that Kubrick tried to, I don't want to say dumb down, all the stuff he tried to make, like, oh, is it all in his head, or is it all real, or whatever, you know, and he never gave us a proper answer. This answers that question. This is a supernatural event. Always has been. You know, and I like that it takes a stand there. I like that it says, yes, this is supernatural. These are, like, ghosts. These are things that, you know, do stuff. And all in all, really solid movie. Bit of a rant there. But yeah, so this month has been pretty good. Not, you know, two of which, like I said, I have, but I am happy to pass along. Let's say that. So we got Dr. Sleep, The Lodge, 13 Slays Till Xmas, and Gremlins and Gremlins 2. Really solid releases. All of them good. There is no way I would be unhappy with that. You know, usually if I get like a bunch of them, like they're already in there, I always feel like it's a wasted opportunity sort of thing. But this time, you know, like I said, they're all movies I love, you know, that I already have, and I don't think I'll have a problem finding them a new home with someone who will appreciate them. So yeah. I'll leave a link below if you want your own horror pack. They're definitely worth it, like I said, if you're trying to grow your collection, a good way to do it. If you're trying to be introduced to stuff that you wouldn't normally see, also a good choice. But yeah, that's it for me. See you next time.